and I'm also going to share my screen. So can you please confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes, I
All
can
right,
see.
great. Thank you. So welcome to this session on getting started with EBSCO Discovery Service. My name is Ryan Salas and I am a training specialist for Southeast Asia. For those who don't know me, I train EBSCO customers across Southeast Asia, particularly in Singapore, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Indonesia. I am a librarian by profession, and prior to joining EBSCO in 2022, I was an academic librarian in the Philippines. So I'm based in Manila. So saying hi from Manila. And to get started, these are the objectives. I'll turn off my video to save some bandwidth. Unfortunately, my internet connection today is a bit intermittent. Okay, so these are the objectives for this session. It is my hope that by the end of this training, you'll be able to explore and utilize the EBSCO Discovery Service platform, discover and access publications, including journals and ebooks using Publication Finder, apply special limiters and field codes to retrieve specific information, describe and access EBSCO AI tools, leverage the dashboard feature to save, organize, and share research, and finally locate relevant help and support materials for guidance. So again, if you have any questions for me, please let me know. So before we start, I'd like to provide context and information about EBSCO Discovery Service. So this is also called EDS, and this is a unified search tool that is designed to provide seamless access to your library's electronic and print collection using a single user-friendly interface. So essentially, it allows you to search across library resources at once. You can search your databases, catalogs, journals, magazines, and institutional repositories. So to put this into perspective, you can think of your EBSCO Discovery Service subscription as the Google for libraries, but with a key difference. So it only prioritizes authoritative, credible, and scholarly content, ensuring you only access reliable information. So I hope that's clear. If you have any questions regarding EBSCO Discovery Service and how it works, please let me know. So when searching in EDS, I know some of you might be familiar with Boolean operators, but for those who are not familiar with the Boolean operators, so you can use these words to make information retrieval more efficient. So we have here Boolean operators which are used in search engines. So aside from EBSCO Discovery Service, you can also use Boolean operators in other databases or in other search engines. So the Boolean operators are comprised of three words. We have and, or, and not. So these are used to refine, to broaden, and to exclude keywords from your search. So first, we have the and Boolean operator. The end Boolean operator will help you in narrowing down your search results. So that's the purpose of using the end Boolean operator. So for example, you have education and health. So if you're going to combine your keywords using the end Boolean operator, so this will retrieve results containing both education and health. Then you have the or Boolean operator. So the or Boolean operator is the opposite of the end Boolean operator. So as you can see in this Venn diagram, both the middle part of the end Boolean operator is shaded, while the or Boolean operator, both circles are shaded. So the or Boolean operator will broaden the search results. So this will search and retrieve resources that contain at least one of your keywords. So I'm still using education or health, or it could also include both search terms. What happens here is the system will retrieve more results. And finally, we have the not Boolean operator. So the not Boolean operator will exclude specific terms from the results. So this will also be useful when you want to remove ambiguity from your search results. So for example, we have education, not health. So if you're going to use the not boolean operator, the system will only search for education and it will ignore health. So I hope that's clear. If not, please let me know. And on that note, let's now head over to the live demonstration. So we're going to do a learning by doing session. So if you want to follow along, you can access your EBSCO Discovery Service and then you can follow the steps that I'm going to show you during the live demo. Okay, so I have also prepared a search example. So this is what we're going to use for our search. So we're going to focus on this research question. So the question is, what role does faith play in the justification and sanctification process in Protestant theology compared to Catholic theology? So these are the concepts that we're going to use. I'm going to use faith. So here is faith. Then I'm going to combine faith with Protestant theology. And my last concept is Catholic theology. So once you have determined your keywords, we can now go to EBSCO Discovery Service and enter our keywords. Now, before I show you the EBSCO Discovery Service platform, I would like to inform everyone that there will be changes in the navigation. So I am going to also share this link in the chat, and I encourage everyone to read this article because there will be changes within the landing page. So I'm also going to share a document later in the follow-up email. So if you want to access this document, kindly reach out to Miss Deborah and Mr. Nicholas. So I'm also going to quickly show you the changes in the navigation page. So this is a sneak peek. Now your landing page will change on 8th of July. So that's the schedule for our region. In the US, the changes will happen on 7th of July. So since it's in the US, the changes will happen a bit late in Southeast Asia. So our schedule will be on 8th of July. Now, the only thing that will change is the landing page or the navigation page. If you're familiar with the left-hand navigation, it will move to the top. So you will see a drop down from the toolbar. Next, the navigations will also be regrouped. So you now have browse, research tools, and you will have additional links. So this will include your navigation links. The dashboard will also move from the left-hand side. So this is the current dashboard. Let me quickly show you the dashboard. Okay, let me just access your EBSCO Discovery Service. Okay, so this is the current setup. So your dashboard will move from here, and then once we roll out the changes, so your dashboard will now move to your My EBSCO. So you have to go to your My EBSCO account this year, and then this is where you'll find the dashboard. Now, apart from this, the search area will also be adjusted. So before you will see your quick filters, so it's now it will now move from the so you have essentially you have two options. So you can suppress the quick links and have the dashboard or filters open on the left hand side, or you can also choose to retain the quick filters. So this is what it will look like. And as mentioned, the filters will also move from your right to the left hand column. And then you will now have the results list. So in the current UI, as you may notice, you don't have pagination here. So you have to click on show more results to access the succeeding results. Okay, so enough of that. I just wanted to show you the upcoming changes. So that just a heads up. So it will happen on 8th of July. So that's Wednesday for us. Okay, so let's now run our search. So I'll just quickly sign in to my account. So I'm using Open Athens. Okay, so once we have signed in, so I'm just checking my name. So I have already logged in. What we're going to do is we're going to run an advanced search as mentioned earlier. So let me just zoom this in. And then I'm going to click on advanced search. So as mentioned, the navigation here will change, but the advanced search button should be the same. So the functions will not change, only the navigation and the placement of the tools and features. So this is the advanced search page. I'll enter my first keyword, which is faith. Then I'll enter my remaining concepts, which are Protestant theology and Catholic theology. Prior to running your search, you have your filters here. So you can select full text, you have catalog only, and then you also have your published date, you have your language, and you can also search the author's name and then the title. So once you have entered your keywords, you can now click on search. But if you feel like you need to add more keywords, so you can click on add row and you can add up to 12 rows. So if you're searching for more than 3 keywords, you can click on add row. And you can also combine your keywords using the any boolean operators here. So as discussed earlier, you have and or and not. Then you can also use a field code. So if you're not familiar with the field codes, the available field codes here will allow you to increase the precision of your search. For example, you're searching for an author. So instead of searching within the title, the subject, or the abstract, so that will yield a lot of results which are irrelevant to what you need. So instead of searching for irrelevant results, you can narrow down your search to authors. So what will happen here is the system will search within the author field only. So it's going to ignore the title, the subject, the abstract, and so on. So let's click on search. And it's going to bring us to the search results. And we have here over 300,000 results. Can we all agree that these results are massive and not relevant to what we need? Now, if you feel like these 300 plus results are relevant to your need, then go ahead and review the items here. But it could take you days or even weeks or months to review all the items here. So what we're going to do is we're going to narrow down the results using the filters. As mentioned earlier, so this filters, so you have 2 options. So you can retain the current setup. So you have your quick filters, or you can also have the filters expanded by default. So you will see the filters on the left-hand side. So you can go ahead and select full text. You also have your peer-reviewed journals. Then you can also filter by date. So you have past 5 years, past 10 years. You can also customize the date range. And you can also select your source type. So if you're looking for a magazine, books or ebooks. So you can use your source type filter. So this is the one that I mentioned earlier. So your EBSCO Discovery Service allows you to search for different sources, including academic journals, you have reviews, magazines, books, ebooks, your institutional repository, and so on. So that's the beauty of having EBSCO Discovery Service. So it's like a one-stop shop. So you don't need to go to another vendor or another database page to search for resources. So this is a single search box. Now, if you feel like these filters are not, or if you feel like you still need to narrow down your results, so you can click on all filters and then the filter panel slides in. So you have your active filters here. So these are the filters that we have selected. You have your catalog only. You will also see your at my library filter. So you can also filter this to a specific content provider. So your content provider filter will allow you to narrow down to a particular database. Since you have different subscriptions, so you have your Medline, Emerald Insight. So this content provider filter will allow you to narrow down the results to a specific database. So you can limit the results to Emerald Insight only. So it's telling us that there are 67 matches. You can also access complementary index and you have your Atlas serials. So you have 44,555 results. So that's your content provider filter. Now, aside from that, you also have your source types. You have your subjects filter. Then you have your publication. So if you're looking for a specific publisher, you can also use your publisher filter. Then you have your language and your geography filters. So let's scroll back up and I'm going to use my source type filter and I'm going to select academic journals. So I have selected 3 filters. I'll go ahead and click on apply. And there we go. So we're down to 48,915 results. So if you want to limit the results further, so you can use your content provider and I can limit this to Atlas Serials Plus. And that should narrow down my results to 29,446 results. So once you have retrieved your results, you can also create an alert. So creating an alert will save you time as you won't have to constantly check the platform for new information. For example, you've come up with great search results and wanted to stay updated on the changes within the search results in case EBSCO will upload a new item. So what happens here is once you have set up a search alert, you receive notifications from EBSCO. So we'll notify you that we have added X number of items to your search, and you can go ahead and access the platform to retrieve the new items. So that's the purpose of creating a search alert. Now, to create an alert, it's very simple. All you need to do is retrieve your results. Then you can click on the 3 dots. You have 2 options here. So saving your search will just save your search in your dashboard. So that will not send you alerts. So that's the first option. So this is the better option if you don't want to receive emails from EBSCO. For those who want to receive emails, you can click on the 3 dots and click on create alert. So this will now send you alerts. So here is the form that sits behind it. You can change the alert name. So that's the only mandatory field here. You can adjust the frequency. So if you want to receive alerts daily, weekly, or monthly. And you can also configure the alert notifications. So once you're done, just click on create alert. So there you go. So we have successfully set up an alert. And I'm going to show you later how you can manage the alerts that you have created. So let's now scroll down to the list. So these are the results. You will see the title. You can also browse the names of the authors. So you have the subjects as well. And there are buttons here that you can click. So this button is called More Like This. So More Like This will generate related articles. So whether you're on the search result list, okay, sorry, I'm just going to mute some of the participants. Okay, thanks. So if you have any questions, please feel free to unmute your microphone just to make this session smooth. Yeah, thank you. All right. So when you click on More Like This, so it will generate related articles. So these articles are related to the one that we're viewing. So what happens here is our system matches the subject or the subject headings found within this article. So it works like the recommendations you see on Netflix or other streaming platforms. So it allows you to discover other items. So this button will appear within the search results or in the detailed record. Now, before we click on the title, I'd like to mention that you have tools available for you. So first, you can save this item. So if you want to bookmark this item and read it later, you can click on the bookmark icon and you can access the item in your Save tab. That's under your dashboard. So I'll go back to this later. But remember, I have already saved this. And then later, when I show you the dashboard, it should be available in the Save tab. So we're going to look for this title later in our Save tab. Next, we have the tools available. So first is Cite. So this is a useful feature. So if you want to grab the citation of this record, you can click on the three dots or the kebab menu, click on Cite, and here is your citation. So you have A, B, and T. Just confirming, is this your preferred citation style?
No, we use APA and maybe Turabian.
Perubahan.
All right, yeah. Thank you for confirming. So if you want to use a different citation style, you can click on the drop-down menu and there are 9 different citation styles. For Turubian, I am aware that this is also one of the preferred citation styles. Unfortunately, it's not yet available in our platform, but I have already submitted an enhancement request for this citation format. Now, I also wanted to mention that you can set your preferred citation style in EBSCO Experience Manager. So if you want to set APA as your default citation style, just let me know. I can do that after this session. All right, great. So here is APA 7th edition. To copy the citation, just click on copy to clipboard. So it's very easy. So once you have copied the citation to clipboard, you can go ahead and paste this in your document. Next is export citation. So you can export this to RefWorks. You can also export this in RIS format. So for those who are using Mendeley, ProCite, or Zotero. So there's an easy way to export the citation. So we're done with Cite. I hope that's clear. So I also want to mention, if you feel like I'm talking fast, just let me know. Sometimes I tend to speak so fast. So if you want me to slow down, just let me know. So we're done with Cite. Next is add to project. So your add to project feature, you can think of this like your playlist. So it allows you to organize the items in your dashboard. For example, I'm doing a research on theology. So I'd like to compile all the resources or references that I use for my theology research. So what I can do is I can use the project feature. So there is a drop down here. I haven't created any projects yet. So I'll go ahead and click on new project. I'll name this project theology. So this is where I'm going to add the items related to theology or the records. So I can also add a due date or a brief description. So I'm going to just add a short description. This project is intended for my theology research. Then you can also add a due date. So it serves as a reminder. So once you're done, just click on create and we have successfully added this record to our project. So I'm going to show you later how you can retrieve the items that you save in your project. Next is share. So the share feature will allow you to upload records to your Google Drive or OneDrive, or you can also create a link. So you can go ahead and copy this to clipboard. So this is your permanent link. So you can also share this with your end users or students or faculty members. Next is email. So if you want to email this to yourself, you can email or you can enter the email address in this field. You can also email this to other person. Just enter their email address here. So you can also add a citation or you can also include the abstract. And if the full text is available, it will be included as an attachment. So that's the email. Next, we have here the download feature. So the download feature will allow you to download the full text or the metadata. All right, so let's go ahead and click on the title, and it's going to bring us to the additional information page or the bibliographic information. So this is where you'll see the cited by, you have your more like this, and then you will also see the subjects. Now, if you want to access the full text, you can click on access now. So that will bring us to the article. So you will see the title, you'll also see the abstract, and then the content. And there are tools here that you can use. So again, you can grab the citation, add this to your project, share this, download, or you can also print this. So when you click on print, so it will allow you to print this article directly from the platform. And if you're connected to a local printer, you can select your printer's name and click on print. Now, I also want to mention that there is a feature here called text to speech. So if you have a visual impairment, or let's say you're an auditory learner, you can use this feature to listen to the content of the article. So when I click on play, so that will enable the text to speech.
Doi.org/
I'm sorry, let me just share my audio.
405-639-2413-12328 Theological Studies 2025, Volume 86, 1, 109 to 100.
Can you hear the reader? All right, great. So you also have the volume here, and then you can also adjust the playback speed, or you can also download the MP3. So that's how we can search and retrieve records in EBSCO Discovery Service. I'm going to pause for a while to check if there's any questions for me. So do you have any questions before we continue?
Yeah. So what we already done in UPH is we on the collection team connect our EDS with Science Direct. So back then it was not connected at all. Just maybe about a week or two before today, we connected the Science Direct to the EDS, so we can use the publisher. What is it called again?
The content provider
Yeah, the
filter.
content
Yeah.
provider, the filter.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is because we have the subscription to the Science Direct, the EDS doesn't show that directly. So if we search some article on the EDS, it shows that it's provided by Science Direct. But if we click the link, it doesn't connect to the article. So it just shows a metadata for it. So there's no way from that title to go to the uh, link in the Science Direct. How do we fix that?
Okay, so one of the things that you can check is the linking. If the linking is correct in EBSCO admin, you need to ensure that the link results to the intended page. So you can send me an email and then I can forward it to our support team and then they can check it. So after this, Mr. Nicholas, would it be possible if you could send me a screenshot so I can
Oh, yeah.
escalate this issue to our support team?
All right.
Then
Okay.
they can look into the problem and then they can resolve it for you.
All right. Thank
So, yeah, there are different possibilities, but I'm thinking it could be related to the linking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, we'll just deal with the issue offline. So, if possible, it would be very much appreciated if you could send me an email after this session. All right. Thank you. Are there any questions before we continue? All right. Yeah. So, I'll continue. It's 2:47, but we started a bit late, so I can probably end at 3:10. I'll try my best. All right. So we're done with the searching part. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is the dashboard. So your dashboard feature will allow you to organize your research projects and save materials to your custom dashboard. So you will find the dashboard on the left-hand side. But as mentioned earlier, on Wednesday, your dashboard will move from here to your My EBSCO. So this is where you'll find your dashboard. So first is we have projects. So when we click on projects, it will show us all the projects that we have created. So when I click on theology, it's going to show me the record that I saved earlier. So when I click on this, it will allow me to download the records or the bibliographic information. So when I click on download, so here is the PDF file, and it's going to show me the bibliographic information. So you have the contributors here, then you will also see the subjects, and here is the permanent link. So that's the first option. You can also save this or bookmark this record. You can add this record to a different project. You can share this, cite, or delete it if you want. So next is save. So you have your save tab, and this is the one that we saved earlier. So if you can recall, so we have bookmarked this earlier. So if you want to unsave this record, just deselect the bookmark icon. So you can save records, you can save your search, and I have saved 2 searches. And then you have your recent activity. So your recent activity will show you all the searches that you have conducted within the search or this session rather. And just a caveat, so when you log out or when you close your browser, the searches that you've conducted within the session will be deleted. So it's like searching on a private window or incognito window. So if you want to keep your searches, so if you don't want the system to delete your recent searches, I'm going to give you a tip. So you can bookmark them. So that will save your search, and our system won't delete these searches. Next is alerts. So this is where you'll find the alerts that you have created. So we have the search alert here. And then if you want to manage your alert, you can click on the three dots and you can delete your alert. So that's your dashboard. Again, if you have any questions regarding the dashboard, just let me know. Are there any questions? Are we good? Okay, great. So next we have EBSCO link data. Is anyone familiar with EBSCO link data? Have you heard of this term before? Okay, so I'm going to quickly discuss our link data. So there are four components. The first thing that I'm going to discuss is references feature. So references feature will help you discover connections to a piece of research and helps you easily locate records. Essentially, the references tab will show you all the references that the author or authors used for his or her research. Now, to access references, you can go to, so let's rerun one of our searches. So from the search results, you can click on the title and then, so references are not available in all records. So we might need to look for a specific title. Okay, let me try a different title. All right. So in the interest of time, so let me just show you the screenshot here. Now, when you find a references tab, so you can click on the references and it's just going to show you the references that were used for this research. So these are the ones that you'll find in the bibliography section or the references section. So as mentioned earlier, this feature allows you to efficiently discover connections to a piece of research, and it also helps you easily locate records. So that's references. Now, aside from references, we also have people pages. So people pages contain information sourced from EBSCO scholarly graph. So this information include authors and contributors such as the past topical areas in disciplines that they have worked within. Now, when we go to the platform, you will see or you will notice that some of the authors here have green links. This. So you have a small quill icon or a pen icon. So when you see this link, the green link, this is clickable. So when you click on the author's name, it brings you to this corresponding people page. So this people page will show you the name of the author. So you also have here a link. So when you click on this link, it's going to link you out to ORCID. Then you can also see all these disciplines. These are the topics. And then you will also show, it's also going to show you information about the author or the contributor. And then you have the top co-authors. And this section will show you the overlapping counts by work and publication. And then if we scroll down, so finally you have the works by Abraham. So this will show you all the publications or the research that this author has published. So that is people pages. I hope that's clear. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Now, aside from people pages, I also wanted to mention that there is another component. So it's called retracted journals. So is any one of you familiar with retracted journals? Okay, if not, then I'm happy to discuss retracted journals. So, just to provide context, so retractions are articles or papers that have been officially withdrawn by the journal or publisher. You might be wondering what's the reason behind this. So, this usually happens because of errors. There could also be ethical issues or misconduct in the research. So retractions are important because they help maintain the accuracy and integrity of a scientific record. Now, if you come across a retracted article, it means that its findings should not be relied upon for research or citation. Now, I'm going to show you how to search for retracted journals. You can run a command search, so you can enter TI in uppercase, and then you can enter retracted. Then I'm going to run a quick search. Then if we scroll through the list, so as you can see, there is a flag here that says this resource is retracted. So this is a visual marker and it highlights whether an article has been retracted. So when you click on this, so it's telling us that this resource is retracted. And if you want to learn more about retracted journals, you can visit our EBSCO Connect page. So I'm going to share this in the chat. So this is EBSCO retraction indicator. And that is our scholarly graph. So next, so we're done with the searching, the dashboard, and the linked data. So I'm going to discuss two more topics and then we're done. So the next thing that I'm going to cover is EBSCO AI tools. So I'm going to show you natural language search. And I know that some of you might be familiar with the natural language search. It's a recent trend in the search engine. So essentially, natural language search is like how you would search on Google. So it allows you to search for records using your everyday conversational language instead of complex keywords or Boolean operators. So instead of searching using Boolean operators, natural language search allows you to search using your everyday conversational language. For example, I'm interested in determining whether artificial intelligence encourages cheating in education. So that is my question. The first thing that I need to do if I want to search using my research question is to enable natural language search. So we're going to turn this on. Then once you have turned on natural language search, you can now enter your question. So my question is, does artificial intelligence encourage cheating in education? So here is my question. So I'm going to click on search and it's going to then bring us to the search results. So here are the results. So we have 263,211 results. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to disable natural language search to show you the difference. So when I disable natural language search, so as you can see, we have fewer results. So we have 76,118 results. So if we compare that, so when we go to recent activity, so as you can see, we have a huge discrepancy. So you have 76,118 results. If you enable natural language search, you will retrieve 263,211 results. So again, that's natural language search. So that's one of our AI tools. And finally, we have Publication Finder. So I'm just going to quickly show you Publication Finder. So it's under Research Tools. So you can click on Publication Finder and it's going to bring you to this page. So it's going to redirect you to an external page. So this is the Publication Finder. And this will allow you to browse by publications alphabetically. You have databases and you have browse subjects. There is a provision here for search box to easily locate a known title. So, for example, I'm looking for a journal, and the journal's name is Harvard Law Review. Or I can also enter theology. So we have theological studies. Now, when I click on this title, it's going to bring me to the search results. So essentially, your publication finder will show you where you can access a specific publication. So when we review the results, it's telling me that my organization has access to this journal, and I can access this journal through Atlas Serials Plus Religion Collection. So when you click on this, it's going to bring you to EBSCO host, and that's where you'll find the publication. Now that's the first option. You can also browse by databases. So these are your different databases enabled in your holdings management. And then you can also browse by subjects. So this is actually my favorite option. So your browse subjects will allow you to drill down to a specific topic. So for example, I'm interested in education. So Publication Finder is telling me that I can browse 19,016 publications related to education. So for example, I find education a bit broad. So I can expand this by clicking on the arrow pointing downwards. So that will expand education. So education is the big umbrella term. So these are the terms, the subterms that fit underneath education. So when I go to history of education, so again, it's showing me the subsets. So it's telling me that these are the subsets of history of education. Then if I go and click on biography, again, it's going to bring me to the search results. And like what I showed you earlier, you have your full text access. So these are linked outs. So that finally takes me to the end of my presentation. Before we end, I would like to show you our help and support website. So this is useful especially for librarians or library staff. You can visit our Connect page to learn more about the features I discussed in this session. So this is the landing page. So if you want to learn more about the navigation changes, you can visit our help website. You can enter navigation. So that's my keyword. And I can run a quick search. Once you're on the search results, you can filter the results using your content sources. You have documentation. And then if I select administrative tools, so it's just going to show me relevant articles. So that's how you search for articles. Now, in case you want to search for videos, you can go to Learning tab. So we call this EBSCO Academy. So if you want to watch a recording, you can go to watch a video, click on watch a video. And then these are all the recordings that we have on EBSCO Academy. So you can filter the results here if you're looking for a recording on EBSCO admin. So you can enter your keyword in the search box, and then you have the relevant videos. So you have administrative overview, and then you have your EBSCO admin overview, and so on. So that finally takes me to the end of my presentation. If you have time, I also encourage you to like and follow our social media accounts. So we have Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and you can also register or sign up for our free training newsletter. Oh, there is a question in the chat. Okay, yeah. Thank you for your feedback. Okay, so the question is, I was wondering if EBSCO has AI features. If so, would it be possible to explore how EBSCO AI can be used to search for, summarize, and analyze articles? That's a good question. So earlier, I showed you natural language search, but we do have another AI tool, and it's called AI Insights. So AI Insights essentially is like a summary. So what happens here is when you click on, so let's just use EBSCO Connect so that I can better discuss this. So you can search for AI Insights. So here is AI Insights. So this feature reduces the time you spend searching for a relevant full text article. So what it does is once you have run your search, so you will see the bibliographic information. So here is the abstract. Now, this AI tool called AI Insights will allow you to access relevant information about the article. So essentially, it gives you 2 to 5 salient points. So these points were extracted from the full text. So AI Insights is grounded in full text. So what happens here is when you click on AI Insights, our system reads the full article. Then it's going to just list down the important points about the article. So it saves you time because you don't need to read the entire article. It works like an abstract, but the difference is Insights is easier to understand because it's bulleted and it also avoids jargons. So as you can see, it's very easy to understand. But just a caveat, this AI tool doesn't work in all databases. So there are some publishers that have opted out, meaning if they have opted out, then we won't be able to generate insights because we need to ask permission first. Also, the reason why you can see AI insights in EBSCO Discovery Service is you need to submit a request to us. So it's not on by default. So if you want to generate or enable AI insights rather, you need to email EBSCO to have it enabled. But again, bearing in mind that not all databases are eligible for AI insights. So even if we enable AI insights, if your current subscription doesn't support AI insights, then you won't be able to generate insights at all. So I hope that makes sense.
Thank you, Mr. Ryan.
Yeah, no problem. If you want to talk about this, you can reach out to Eric and you can also look me in so we can assist you. And if you want to discuss AI insights, yeah. All right. So there is another question. I'll just answer this and I'm also going to read the question. So may I ask if we add new titles ourselves? So since UPH Press has our own catalog, can I add new titles to our own EDS and link it to our webpage? So I think this is for your local catalog. Yes, so UPH can update your catalog record. That's in your EBSCO admin. So I'm going to share this here. So you can follow this help guide here so that you can update your catalog. And if you have any concerns or if you want to reach out to our support team, you can actually go to EBSCO Connect. For example, you encounter any issues or you have any questions. So you don't need to, of course, you can still email Eric and Okta, but the most efficient way to deal with issues or questions is to reach out directly to our support team. All you need to do is visit EBSCO Connect. You need to create your EBSCO Connect account. The process is very simple. All you need to do is click on sign in. So when you click on sign in, since you don't have an account yet, you need to request an account. So you need to create an account. So I encourage everyone to create their EBSCO Connect account because it will be very useful for the library staff. So the first step is to verify your age. So you just need to make sure that you're of legal age. So I'm going to click on submit. Then you need to fill out this form. So you need to enter your first name, your last name, your email address. So your email address, please use the one that is provided by your institution. For your role, just select library staff. Then once you're done, click on submit. So once you have signed in, so sign into my account. Now, for example, I encounter an issue. So I cannot access EBSCO Discovery Service. So instead of reaching out to the sales team, you can reach out directly to our support team. Essentially, what we will also do is we're just going to forward your request to our support team. So might as well reach out directly to our support team so that they can respond to you quickly. So just quickly log in. So once you have logged in, so here is my account. There is a tile here called track your cases. So this is how you can reach out to our support team. So you can create a case. For example, I have a question regarding updating catalog records. So you just have to enter your description here. So you have your answer here. So you have recommendations. But in case the available articles here do not answer your question, so you can add a description here and then you can CC Eric, Okta, and Mice, and then me if you want. And then you can add a screenshot as well so that we can also replicate the issue on our end. Then once you're done, just click on submit. You can also upload files. So if you want us to upload or to update your catalog record, you can upload files and ask our support team to update your catalog record. But essentially, ideally, the library must update their catalog records because you know your records, so it's also more efficient if you do it yourself. But in case you need help, you can upload files and then you can add a brief description. So I hope that answers the question. That's why I encourage everyone to create their EBSCO Connect account. Are there any questions or follow-up questions or clarification? Miss Ellen? Is that helpful?
Yes, it's very helpful. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, great. Thank you. So that finally takes me to the end of my presentation. So if you have questions in the future, please feel free to email me at ryansalas@ebsco.com, or you can also contact me through Viber or WhatsApp.